A name dominating fantasy football debates, an offensive star whose statement brought everything to a halt in Allen Park, and quiet changes that might have a far greater impact than they seem. The behind-the-scenes action in Detroit is heating up, and two central figures are right in the eye of the storm, one under pressure, the other with sky-high ambition. The latest news out of Detroit is bound to divide opinions. Hit that like button and stick around to understand why everyone's talking about the Lions. Alright, so let's talk about the Jared Goff fantasy football hype train that's already barreling into 2025 like nothing's changed, because apparently that's what some analysts are acting like. Over at Bleacher Report, Alex K published a piece hyping up Goff as a fantasy veteran you shouldn't ignore. Fair enough on the surface. The guy's been solid over the past few seasons, but here's the kicker. The article conveniently skips over some massive red flags waving in plain sight. First off, Ben Johnson, the offensive mastermind who helped turn Goff into a top 10 fantasy QB for 3 straight years, is gone. Just like that, now he's the head coach of the Bears. Taking his place, John Morton. Sure, he was around in 2022, so there's a bit of continuity, but let's not pretend this is plug and play. And oh yeah, remember Frank Ragno, Goff's Pro Bowl center? Yeah, he just retired. That's the kind of move that sends shockwaves through the heart of an offensive line, especially when your quarterback is, as Mina Kimes once said, incredibly sensitive to pressure. Ignoring that is like reviewing a roller coaster and forgetting to mention the 80-foot drop. But K breezes right past all that, doesn't even mention Ragno's retirement or the fact that the Lions now face a tougher, more outdoor-heavy schedule that includes the always brutal AFC North. Instead, the piece leans hard on Goff's strong finish last season, 4 top 8 fantasy performances in weeks 14-17, which, sure, were clutch. But let's not act like the guy didn't post some serious duds when you needed him most. And the stat that's supposed to impress us, Goff had 11 quality starts, just 1 fewer than Josh Allen. Sounds great until you realize the threshold for a quality start was just 15.3 points. That's literally the average output of Caleb Williams last season. Who ranked QB 25? Bottom line, Goff had a career year in 2024, no doubt, but it took an extremely high completion percentage and 37 passing TDs to finish as QB 6. Expecting a repeat without Johnson and Ragno is a major gamble, so that QB 10 ADP, that's not some disrespectful slight, that's probably exactly where he belongs. Does Goff really deserve all this hype with so much change around him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But now, let's talk about what Amon-Ra St. Brown said, because it might catch a lot of people off guard. Amon-Ra St. Brown is not here for games. And if you thought the Lions were going to lower their expectations after last season's playoff heartbreak, you'd better think again, because he made it crystal clear what the mindset is in Detroit. It's Super Bowl or nothing. Speaking to the media from Allen Park during OTAs, St. Brown explained why he wasn't on the field participating. He underwent knee surgery after the season to clean some things up, as he put it, but he's already rehabbing and is expected to be ready for training camp. So breathe easy. Lions fans, the sun could still shine bright on the 2025 season. But what really stood out was the no-nonsense way he talked about the team's goals. No one game at a time talk or vague cliches. Nope. He said it straight. Super Bowl or nothing. That's the level of ambition, and honestly, it's far from delusional. Detroit is coming off a monster regular season 15 wins and just 2 losses, but then they got knocked out by the Commanders in the divisional round, right when fans had started dreaming big. The year before, they fell in the NFC Championship to the 49ers. It's obvious they're just one step away, and St. Brown wants to be the one to help push them over the top, and he absolutely can. At just 25 years old, he's already earned 3 Pro Bowl nods and put up 3 straight seasons with at least 100 receptions and 1,000 receiving yards. Last season, 115 catches, 1,263 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Elite numbers, elite production, championship mindset. If you still haven't taken the Lions seriously, now might be the time, because the face of their passing attack just said it loud and clear. They're either raising the trophy or 2025 will be a failure. Without Ben Johnson and Ragno, Goff has to prove he can still play at a high level, but with a leader like St. Brown setting the tone, you can believe the focus is locked in. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything about the Lions.